Liverpool are back in action this week as they take on Fulham for a place in the League Cup final. The Reds already lead 2-1 from the first leg, and a win or a draw would see their fate into getting to Wembley once again. In today's video though, we'll discuss all the latest Liverpool news from the last 24 hours. That includes the Liverpool player who could be moving this month after a trio of clubs are in for him. There is so much to cover in today's video. And hello everybody, welcome back to the channel guys, I hope you're all well. Before we do get into today's video, as always, please do smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Liverpool content. Jamie Carragher has heaped praise onto the finishing of Diogo Jota, describing the forward as out of this world and sparking comparisons between him and Robbie Fowler. Jota was on target twice as the Reds consolidated their place at the top of the Premier League with a 4-0 away win to Bournemouth. It came after a string of other impressive performances, with the Portuguese having registered 6 goal involvements in 3 league matches since returning from a muscle injury last month. He was ruthless in front of goal at the Vitality Stadium, something which former Reds defender Carragher was quick to point out after the game. I've played along some great Liverpool strikers, and Jamie Redknapp has obviously played with one in terms of Robbie Fowler, Carragher said on Sky Sports. Michael Owen, Luis Suarez, Fernando Torres, Robbie Fowler, I think he's the best finisher. When he gets a chance, he's so clinical. This season, a goal or assist every 84 minutes. There's only 2 or 3 players in the Premier League who are higher than that. He sums up Liverpool's recruitment over the last 5 or 6 years. People always say Liverpool's recruitment is great. He's a player who was in and out of the Wolves team, and when he was brought in, a lot of people were scratching their heads. Finishing wise, I think he's as good, if not better, than Torres, Suarez, and even Salah finishing wise. And maybe the one who he can compete with him is probably Robbie Fowler in the early days of the Premier League and those types of finishes. He's absolutely out of this world. Carragher took to Twitter to ask his followers who they believe is the club's best finisher in the Premier League era. They didn't agree with him, however, with Jota receiving the fewest votes in the ex-defenders poll at 11.2%. Luis Suarez topped the pile with 43%, while Fowler and Mohamed Salah sat behind him on 32.3% and 13.5% respectively. Jota's impact since his return to the field has been unquestionable though, with the 27-year-old having notched 3 goals and 4 assists across his 5 appearances since, with only 2 of those coming from the start. The Reds will be hoping that trend continues, with the latest victory putting 5 points between themselves and reigning champions Manchester City at the top of the Premier League table. Mohamed Salah's agent has issued an injury update on the Egyptian, revealing the issue is more serious than first thought. When it was confirmed that Salah would return to Merseyside to recover from his hamstring injury sustained on Thursday night at the African Cup of Nations, fans were upbeat about how quickly he might return. Supporters of Egypt in particular have now been dealt a blow, with Salah's agent Rami Abbas's issuing some bad news. He wrote on Twitter, "Mohamed's injury is more serious than first thought, and he'll be out for 21 to 28 days and not 2 games as claimed by the Egyptian FA. His best chance at participating in the current AFCON is by undergoing intensive rehabilitation in the UK and rejoining the team as soon as he is fit. This would see him miss 3 to 4 weeks, and only possible return if Egypt were to reach the final. It isn't good news for Egypt fans, but it may not be a massive difference to Liverpool. At the very earliest, he will not return against Burnley on the February 10th. This feels unlikely though, unless his recovery is faster than first thought because of the attention he receives on Merseyside. Salah is known as one of the least injury-prone players Liverpool have had in modern times. Incredibly, it could equal the longest layoff in his career. Previously, his longest spells on the sideline was 28 days due to an ankle injury while he was at Roma back in 2015. Jurgen Klopp and the team will have prepped in advance for his absence until the final and will have a plan for the coming weeks. Salah has now ruled out a Liverpool games against Fulham, Norwich, Chelsea and Arsenal. The earliest Salah could return for Liverpool if Egypt don't progress is Burnley on February 10th. Otherwise, Brentford on February 17th, which is after the AFCON final regardless. Should Salah and Egypt not make the final, they will get another chance when the tournament takes place again in 2025. On that occasion, the tournament will be hosted in Morocco and thankfully isn't scheduled to clash with the European season. Highly rated Liverpool Academy prospect Lewis Comas is attracting interest from a number of championship clubs in this January transfer window. Lewis Comas, who is the son of 34 cap former Wales international Jason, has been pulling up trees in the Liverpool Academy this season. The versatile 18-year-old attacker caught the eye in Liverpool's under-18s recent FA Youth Cup meeting with Arsenal, a game the young Red won a staggering 7-1. Kuma's bagged a hat-trick in the victory, adding to braces from Trent Cone-Doherty and Jayden Danns. Following the 3 fine finishes, a number of clubs have sat up and taken notice of the Wales under-19 international. According to the Daily Mail, several championship clubs are monitoring his progress as they look for potential loan deals. The youngster has scored 4 goals and laid on 2 assists in 5 Premier League 2 appearances for the under-21s this season, regularly playing on the left-hand side of the front three. Comas has been so impressive that he even made the bench for Liverpool's 2-1 defeat to Union Saint-Gilloise in the Europa League in December, albeit he was an unused sub. Jurgen Klopp has been keen to give first-team opportunities to young players this season, the Liverpool boss even matching a 59-year-old record against Bournemouth at the weekend with his team selection. Jarell Quansah and Connor Bradley have made the biggest impact from the academy so far, but the likes of Ben Doak, Bobby Clark and Katie Gordon have all been handed minutes this term. If Comas doesn't secure a loan move in January, he will certainly be a target for lower league clubs come the summer. The Opta supercomputer has predicted Liverpool's chances of winning the Premier League title following the Reds' 4-0 win over Bournemouth on Sunday. Jurgen Klopp's side restored a 5-point lead at the top of the table with a commanding victory against the Cherries at the Vitality Stadium, albeit reigning champions Manchester City still have a game in hand. The result puts daylight between Liverpool and Pep Guardiola's side, but the Reds do have some crucial games on the horizon. After matches in both domestic cup competitions, Liverpool host Chelsea to finish up January, before an almighty clash with Arsenal at the Emirates Stadium to kick off February. The Premier League table could look very different by the midway point of next month, but Liverpool's fate is still in their own hands. However, despite their lead at the top of the table, Opta's supercomputer still doesn't fancy the Reds as title favourites. After crunching all the numbers, it gives Liverpool a 36.6% chance of winning the league, while last season's treble winners Manchester City are given a huge 59.7% chance of becoming champions. Arsenal's title odds have dropped to 2.5%, while Aston Villa 1% and Tottenham Hotspur 0.2% are the only other sides technically in the title picture according to Opta. The supercomputer suggests that Liverpool's most likely finish is second with 47.6%, while third 12% and fourth 3% remains for possible finishes. There is an incredibly slim possibility that Liverpool finish outside the top 4 and 0.8%, while there is seemingly no chance of the Reds ending up lower than 6th. While still not a prediction that the majority of the Reds fans will respect, Liverpool's chances of Premier League glory have increased significantly in recent weeks. Klopp's side just have a 22.2% chance of winning the title on Christmas Eve according to Opta, that total having jumped up to 32.1% after victory over Newcastle United on New Year's Day. If Liverpool can beat Chelsea and Arsenal in their next 2 Premier League matches, their odds of being crowned champions will drastically improve. Liverpool fans, what are your thoughts on Kumas and where do you think we'll finish this season? Let me know down there in the comment section below. That brings us to the end of today's video. As always, please do smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Liverpool content. Thank you, and I'll see you next time. Take care. Poosh.